Biomed, Nexus, daily updates, your essential biotech, medtech, and pharma recap. No noise, just what matters. TLDR, President Trump approved a plan to fire FDA Commissioner Marty Makary, according to the Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, Reuters, and Stat, reporting Friday afternoon. A source close to the White House told Reuters the commissioner is done. The decision is not yet final, but multiple outlets described it as signed off. Makary has served approximately 14 months after being confirmed in March 2025. The White House is considering naming FDA Deputy Commissioner Kyle Diamantas, head of the Food Group, as acting commissioner. Potential nominees for the permanent role include former FDA Commissioner Stephen Hahn and former acting commissioner Brett Giroir. Makary launched the CNPV program, Foundayo in 50 days, Otameni, psychedelic fast tracks, the expedited IND pathway, the real-time clinical trial initiative, and dozens of other reforms. The FDA also approved Bizengri for bile duct cancer on May 9th under an accelerated review program. All of these initiatives are now in question. Odyssey Therapeutics, ODYS, debuted via an upsized 304 Mendels IPO on Friday. 9 of 11 biotechs to IPO in 2026 have raised at least $250 million, the most in a single year since 2021. Executive takeaway: this is the most consequential FDA leadership story since Makary took office. Whatever you think of his tenure, Makary moved fast. The CNPV program approved Foundayo in 50 days, Otameni, gene therapy for hearing loss, followed under CNPV, and Bizengri, bile duct cancer, was approved May 9th under an accelerated review program. The expedited IND pathway proposed in the FY 2027 budget could reshape Phase 1 access. The real-time clinical trial initiative launched with AstraZeneca and Amgen. Psychedelic CNPVs were issued. The RP1 rejection signaled a higher bar for single-arm oncology studies. All of these decisions were driven by Makary's office. His departure raises immediate questions. Does the CNPV program continue? Does the expedited IND pathway survive the budget process without its champion? Does the RTCT pilot proceed this summer? Stat reported that both CDR divisions are already headed by acting directors. Former FDA Chief Scientist Jesse Goodman said there is a vacuum that has created a lot of gaps in expertise and experience. The triggers for Makary's ouster were reportedly political. Trump rebuked him for not approving flavored e-cigarettes fast enough, and anti-abortion groups were angry about his handling of mifepristone. The pharmaceutical industry's regulatory initiatives were not the cause of his departure, but they may be the casualty. Read, full analysis, what to watch, acting commissioner. Announcement: Kyle Diamantas leads the FDA's food group. If named acting commissioner, watch whether he maintains Makary's drug development initiatives or pivots to food safety priorities. Permanent nominee. Stephen Hahn led the FDA during COVID 2019 to 2021 and is known by the industry. Brett Giroir served as Assistant HHS Secretary and Acting Commissioner briefly. Both would bring different regulatory philosophies. CNPV program continuity, revolution. Medicines Lilly, Foundayo T2D filing, and other companies have CNPV filings planned or in progress. If the program stalls during a leadership transition, regulatory timelines extend. SCOTUS mifepristone, today. Alito's administrative stay expires today, May 11. The court must decide whether to extend the stay or let the Fifth Circuit ruling take effect. Daiichi Sankyo earnings, today. The delayed Q1 report with tariff impact modeling releases today. Policy and regulatory Trump approved a plan to fire FDA Commissioner Makary. What happened? On Friday, May 8th at approximately 3:30 p.m. ET, the Wall Street Journal reported that President Trump was planning to fire FDA Commissioner Marty Makary. Bloomberg, Reuters, Stat, and Politico confirmed with their own sourcing within hours. Reuters reported that 2 White House advisors said the decision was not final, while a third source close to the White House said the commissioner is done and Trump signed off. The triggers. Stat reported that Makary's tenure had been tumultuous, marked by personnel drama, departures of long-time staff, and controversy over political pressure impeding the FDA's scientific process. 2 specific issues appear to have precipitated the decision. First, Trump reportedly rebuked Makary over the weekend of May 2nd to 3 for not approving flavored e-cigarettes quickly enough, a product Trump pledged to protect during the 2024 campaign. Second, Makary's handling of mifepristone angered anti-abortion groups and some Republican lawmakers who felt he was slow-walking the FDA's own safety review of the drug. The succession. The White House is considering Kyle Diamantas, currently FDA Deputy Commissioner heading the Food Group, as acting commissioner. Potential nominees for the permanent role include Stephen Hahn, FDA Commissioner 2019 to 2021, and Brett Giroir, former acting commissioner and assistant HHS secretary. The agency is already operating with acting directors in both CDER divisions. Tracy Beth Herg is acting director of CDER. Executive impact. Makary was confirmed in March 2025 and served approximately 14 months. During that time, he launched or championed more regulatory initiatives than any FDA commissioner in recent memory. CNPV program. Foundayo approved in 50 days. Otamani approved April 23rd. Psychedelic CNPVs issued April 24th. Bizengri approved May 9th under an accelerated review program. Expedited IND pathway, proposed in FY 2027, budget to accelerate Phase 1 trials using NAMS, Real-Time Clinical Trial Initiative, launched April 28th with AstraZeneca and Amgen pilots DTC Advertising Authority, proposed new statutory enforcement power, domestic manufacturing incentives, 9-non-titular pre-check program, paragraph 4 Head Start for U.S. generics RP1 second CRL, maintained high bar for single-arm oncology studies. Every one of these initiatives is now at risk of stalling, being reversed, or losing institutional momentum during a leadership transition. For companies with CNPV filings planned, Revolution Medicines, Lilly T2D, the near-term question is whether the program continues operating during a transition or pauses until a new commissioner is confirmed. Corporate and Business Development's Odyssey Therapeutics IPOs at 304M as 2026 biotech IPO wave continues. Odyssey Therapeutics debuted on Friday via an upsized 304 Medtool IPO, according to Fierce Biotech. Biopharma Dive noted that 9 of the 11 biotechs to go public in 2026 have raised at least 250 million in their initial stock sales, the most in a single year since 2021. Total 2026 biotech IPO proceeds now exceed 32B, following recent debuts from Seaport Therapeutics and Hemab Therapeutics. Angelini Pharma acquires Catalyst Pharmaceuticals. CPRX Italy's Angelini Pharma announced a definitive agreement to acquire Catalyst Pharmaceuticals for $31.50 share in cash, according to the Pharma letter. Catalyst markets Firdapse, amifampridine, for Lambert-Eaton myasthenic syndrome. The deal continues the trend of European pharma companies acquiring U.S. rare disease assets. FDA approves Bizengri under accelerated review. The FDA-approved partner therapeutics Bizengri zenocutuzumab for adults with a rare form of bile duct cancer on May 9th under an accelerated review program. The approval occurred just hours before reports of Makary's planned departure emerged. The week in review, May 4th, Monday, Novo Nordisk launched oral Ozempic in 7,000-plus U.S. pharmacies, rebranded from Rybelsus, 25 3-month insured. May 5th, Tuesday, SCOTUS granted 1-week mifepristone stay, Alito, through May 11th. May 6th, Wednesday, Novo Q1 beat, oral Wegovy, 354 meds, nearly 2x consensus, 2 Emblem cumulative prescriptions, total revenue, DKK 96, 8B, +32%. Guidance raised to 4 to 12% decline. May 7, Thursday, GSK Seran Bio, 1B ALK7 siRNA for cardiometabolic fat reduction, Bayer Perfuse 300 minutes, glaucoma. Viridian, Phase 3 Allegrobart hit in thyroid eye disease. May 8, Friday. Trump approved plan to fire FDA Commissioner Makary, WSJ, Bloomberg, Reuters, Stat. Odyssey, IPO, 304 MEM. Angelini Chot Catalyst, $31, 50 share. FDA approved Bizengri under accelerated review. May 9th, Saturday, FDA expanded Argenx Vyvgart for generalized myasthenia gravis. The week ahead, today, SCOTUS, mifepristone, stay, expires. Today, Daiichi Sankyo delayed earnings, tariff impact. May 12 to 14, Fierce Biotech Week, Boston. May the 19th, RBC Global Healthcare Conference, New York. Late May, Commerce Section 232 report on medical devices expected. May 29th, FDA RTCT public comment period, closes May 29th to June 2nd, ASCO annual meeting, Chicago. May 31, ASCO plenary, Rasolute, 302 full data, RVMD. Read, full analysis, Biomed. Nexus Pro Institutional Intelligence Brief, 5 initiatives at risk 1. CNPV program 3 NMEs approved in under 2 months. Foundayo, Otameni, Bizengri. 3 psychedelic CNPVs issued. Revolution Medicines and Lilly T2D filings planned. Risk level, moderate. The program has bipartisan support and industry buy-in, but without a champion in the Commissioner's office, new CNPV applications could slow during a transition. 2. Expedited IND pathway, proposed in the FY 2027 budget as a risk-based alternative to traditional INDs using non-animal methods. Risk level, high. This is a legislative proposal that needs a commissioner to advocate for it in Congress. Without Makary, it may not survive the user fee reauthorization negotiations. 3. Real-time clinical trial initiative, launched April 28th with AstraZeneca and Amgen pilots. Public comment period closes May 29th. Risk level, low to moderate. The pilots are already operational, but the broader expansion depends on sustained leadership attention. 4. DTC Advertising Authority, proposed new statutory enforcement power over drug ads. Risk level, high. Industry lobbying against this proposal is intense. Without a commissioner pushing for it, Congress is unlikely to act. 5. Domestic manufacturing incentives, pre-check program and paragraph 4 head start for U.S. generics. Risk level, moderate. These align with Trump administration priorities, onshoring, tariffs, regardless of who runs the FDA. The succession landscape. Kyle Diamantas, acting, currently runs FDA's food group. Unknown regulatory philosophy on drugs, would be a placeholder while a permanent nominee is confirmed. Low probability of major drug policy changes during his tenure. Stephen Hahn, nominee. FDA Commissioner 2019 to 2021. Oversaw emergency use authorizations for COVID vaccines. Known to the industry. Would likely maintain institutional continuity and support data-driven regulatory decisions. The most continuity choice. Brett Giroir, nominee. Former HHS Assistant Secretary and Acting FDA Commissioner, briefly. More politically aligned with current administration priorities. Could accelerate some initiatives, flavored vapes, as Trump wants, while deprioritizing others, expedited IND, RTCT. 2026 Biotech IPO Scorecard. Total 2026 biotech IPO proceeds now exceed 3, 2B across 11 companies. 9 of 11 raised at least 250. Key names: Kylera, 625 million, Generate Biomedicines, 400 million, Icon Therapeutics, 380 million, Odyssey, 304 million, Seaport Therapeutics, Hemab Therapeutics. For context, full year 2025 biotech IPO proceeds were approximately $1, 8B, JP Morgan. 2026 has already nearly doubled that through May. The IPO window is the most open since 2021. The key driver, strong M&A premiums, 34% to 140% in Q1, give public market investors confidence that late-stage biotechs have exit optionality. Catalyst calendar, May 2026, forward date event tickers. Today, SCOTUS Myfepristone. Stay expires NA today, Daiichi Sankyo, delayed earnings DSNKY May, 12-14 Fierce Biotech Week, Boston. Multiple May, 19 RBC Global Healthcare Conference, New York. Multiple late May commerce, Section 232 report on medical devices expected MDT, BSX, SYK, ISRGMA, 29 FDA RTCT public comment period, closes in May 29 to June, 2 ASCO annual meeting, Chicago, multiple May 31 ASCO plenary, Rasolute 302, full data RVMD late, Q2 Lilly Foundayo T2D filing under CNPV, if program continues, LYTBD FDA Acting Commissioner announcement expected in the summer, 2026 FDA RTCT pilot program, if leadership transition allows. Multiple June 2026 Takeda CEO transition, Julie Kim, Takei July, One Medicare GLP-1 Bridge Program launches, LLY NVOQ3, 2026 Teva Emalex, close expected Teva July 31 section, 232 Pharma tariffs, effective large companies. Multiple H2 2026 Foundeo, T2D regulatory action expected LLY H2, 2026 Lilly Kelonia, close expected LLY H2, 2026 Ajax proof of concept data expected LLY H2, 2006 Revolution Medicines, CNPB NDA filing expected ROBMDH2, 2025 Novo Nordisk Awiculiai US launch, first weekly insulin, MVO mid-2026 Lilly Retay True Tide Phase 3 obesity readouts, Triumph program, Ilwi Sept 19 Ultragenics, UX1111, PDUFA, Sanfilippo Type A gene therapy. Rare Sept 29 Section 232, Pharma tariffs, effective all other companies. Multiple Deck 7 Lilly Investment Community Meeting, LY end of 2026 PHRMA CEO Transition NA, Visit the Pro. Hub read, full article, is your company listed in the Biomed Nexus directory? 2,104 companies across 14 categories. Claim or upgrade your listing. Sponsorship slots for 2026 are limited. See packages and pricing. New Biomed Nexus Signals. Weekly sales intelligence for life sciences BD teams. Learn more